Welcome to the Narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well, thanks for joining me. Well, it's Sunday and I really need to get my solar panels on the roof today, but the weather is just horrible. It's kind of threatening to rain. I think it's going to rain very soon. Obviously, with the feedback from yesterday's video, the first job I need to do is to drill through the brackets and fix them in place. There's two ways of doing that. There is tap and die, or there is just drilling all the way through and using a bolt and nut. The reason why most people do tap and die is because you can't access the other side of the roof because the ceiling's there. Fortunately for me, over the last week, I've done so much faffing around in the ceiling, it's actually quite manipulative, so I can pretty much access everywhere with a bit of a scraping arm, but you know, I can access it all. So I'm going to drill all the way through and put M8 bolts through, so 65mm M8 bolts with a locking nut and another nut on there as well. So secure them all in place, because yeah, I mean, you guys are all right. It definitely wasn't going to be secure enough just with the sticker flex. Obviously I've seen people do it, but that's where they've just got much more surface area, or they've done it in 4 anchoring positions and there's just a dead weight on top of it, which is kind of, I guess, better. But yeah, I don't want those solar panels flying away when there's 2 or 3 of them, which is the other bit to discuss, because I spoke to Saki Bugger last night. There's ways around it, but I need to do my maths. So for the time being, my plan today, if it doesn't rain, is to put on 2 solar panels only, leaving room at the front for a third if I need to. I could always put the third on and get a separate solar charger and just have a separate solar array, which many narrowboats do. People around here have got a separate solar array to power their fridge or something like that, because obviously it's a high consuming item. So I could still utilise it. If not, well, it's fine. I've got two on. They've got 800 watts, so that could be okay. But as I said, I'm going to do my maths, crunch some numbers, look at some options, because obviously I could rig it up as 24 volt and then bring it back down to 12. But have a look at it. But really, yeah, the focus is get those bloody solar panels on the roof. That's the plan. Yeah, you see, those are on pretty tight. That's not going anywhere, that's for sure. And I know I haven't got the panels on, but it's just, I mean, that is just rock solid. I could have used self tappers, but then even so, it's not as secure as having you know, nut and bolt. So that's what I'm doing. I am redoing them all. In fairness, I'm not. I'm just drilling straight down. They've already got a hole in them, so I'm drilling straight down into this. So they've already been sticker flexed in place. Now I'm just securing it with a bolt. So hopefully this will work fairly straightforwardly. Obviously it's a 2-man job, so I'm going to request the help of somebody to help me kind of do it all. Luckily, the ceiling panels come down fairly easily, and this one here, I'm going to have to basically kind of manipulate it to get it all in. So I've kind of propped them open with various bits and pieces. Yeah, we should be all right. We should be okay. But I'm going to mark up all the holes, get them all done, and then have breakfast, because I'm starving. That's the plan. As it's raining outside and I can't do any drilling on the roof yet, I'm going to have a breakfast of champions on an narrowboat. So eggs, beans and bacon and toast. Right, so the 2 bolts have come through. I'll redo the spray foam in a bit once I've secured it all up. I'm going to change them for nylock locking nuts, but I'm going to wait for John to get back from watching the football because I need him on the outside of the boat. So I'm going to put all these in, then hopefully when he gets back we can just whiz round and tighten them all up. Right, the new bolts have poked their way through here. This is the one near the chimney, so I can easily access these ones, trim away the insulation, then I can attach the washer and nut. I don't know if you can spot this, but I've had to loosen some of the ceiling panels so I can access the nuts and the bolts coming down. I've luckily requested the help of my friend Nigel from the marina over the way. He's on his way round here now to help me bolt these in. How's it looking, Nigel?
Yeah, you're coming fairly flush to the roof. Keep going for a bit.
Well, that feels about right. Hang on, let me have a look. Second bolt, a second nut on them now, mate. Right, Nigel, we're doing starboard, yeah?
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry, mate, I can't. I'm struggling with this one.
It's all right, mate. All right. I'm happy.
Yeah, it's just a bit tight. Huh?
Yeah, it's coming down.
Yeah.
So it's over here.
That's right, cool.
So we don't lock it up.
No,
Okay.
it's fine. Right. Oh, good. That's done.
Yeah.
So I should really get this one off easily. I'll say that, hang on. Where is this one? Oh, here it is. Oh yeah, if you could lock onto it.
Yeah.
That feels about there. Does it look all right?
It looks about there as well.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Right.
Other one?
Yeah. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Sweet. So 4 of the brackets are on. Got the rear panel and what was going to be the middle panel and what could potentially be the second and front panel. So they've all been Sikaflexed and siliconed in place. Once it's all dry, I'll paint the bottom bits up, but they all sit quite nicely. They're all central, and now hopefully, well, I'm going to bribe Nigel with a cup of tea and see if he'll hang around and help me slap up the solar panels onto these brackets. Yeah, we'll do that one first.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you stand on the stern, can you reach over? Hold there, lead it.
Oh, didn't know you had one under there. Sorry, mate. Hey.
Sweet. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going nowhere.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Man, it does look
Man,
good.
doesn't that change your boat?
Whoa, yeah, that does.
That really looks the part.
Yeah, that does look pretty good actually.
Doesn't it really doesn't affect your view.
No. Happy days.
That's well good, mate.
I haven't got the things in. Actually, look at that. No, I will this way.
Yes. And you probably won't on that one because of the bent on the outside.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. This looks brilliant.
Well, that's the ceiling panels kind of mostly back in place. So now I can tidy up. But so solar is on the roof, or two of the panels are on the roof. Lights are all back on, ceiling panels are all back on. Right, I can do a little bit of painting around the bow of the boat now, just to chill out for a bit. Well, there we have it. Two of the three solar panels are on. It may stay as two. I've still got to do a bit of workings out. But yeah, kind of happy with that. I've painted the brackets up. Obviously it sits over a mushroom vent, nothing I can do about that, but it sits over it, so that's fine. So yeah, it's all good. And the view from the driving position is absolutely fine, no problem at all. Even if they were up or on the angle, doesn't really eclipse it at all. So happy days. Well, this weekend has been kind of a bit of a mixed bag. On one hand, I'm really glad that the solar panels are on the roof, they look great. On the other hand, I had so much more to do on my list than just put on the solar panels. They should have been done by Saturday lunchtime basically. So yeah, I'm well behind. I need to work out now what the absolute paramount things I've got to do before getting on the cut. So things that I need power tools for, first and foremost. I need Paul to do some bits and pieces in the engine, starter key, things like that, alternator, and a bit of an engine service that I can watch him do. But I don't think he's now available until next weekend, which kind of gives me 2 days basically to get everything done and fixed that he does before departure. So that's kind of cutting it a bit fine. But on one hand, I know that I can put that to one side, and I've got that between kind of now and next weekend to get everything else done. So I'm kind of really prioritizing now what has to be done. I've got to make every hour count, which is why this weekend was a bit frustrating, because I kind of faffed around for about half a day really, with various things. But anyway, solar panels are in. They're nice and sturdy, so I'm well chuffed with that. So thanks for the several thousand of people that screamed at me to bolt them in as opposed to just glue them on. So yeah, good advice. And what now? I've got to go back to London now, and obviously work all this week. Next week I've got off annual leave, so I'll probably be back every day next week to kind of finish bits off. I've got to get some more timber in. I've got to make a dinette bed. That's a critical thing for Will, and obviously the electrics. Got to sort out the solar and kind of work out what I'm doing with that. But yeah, a few options available to me, but I've got that sorted in the next day or two. Look after yourselves. Until next time, bye bye.